I think it's important to send the message in the punishment when that person is caught. Listen, there will be, if you decide to change course, even after you've taken that first step, but you don't go all the way, decide to change course, there's going to be some leniency. You want to incentivize good behavior, and you don't want to make people think it's ever too late to start doing the right thing. So I think 3 games is right.
Yeah, I don't really, to be honest with you, Max, I really don't care if it was 1 game, 10 games, 3 games, with pay, without pay. I really don't care about that. My gripe with it is you got a pattern, man, of behavioral issues that you probably want to take a strong look at before you make a decision to try to be deceitful, whether you got through and they changed your mind or you went through your plan the entire way. There is a behavior pattern there. And because that behavior pattern is there, when you present your vaccination card to whomever you presented it to, they already know that you ain't on the straight and up.
They're looking at you
They
hard.
already looking at you. And you should already know when I went to get it from whoever I got it from, that chances are when I walk into that building at One Buck Place, they gonna be like, yeah, you're not the type of guy that just voluntarily goes and does the right thing.
Not easily anyway.
And not easily anyway. So when you put yourself in that position, I don't have any good thing to say about what you eventually wind up doing. I don't like you, Jay, because your history in all of the things that you've done, whether it's the video with Mike Tomlin, the burning of the feet, the beating up of the truck driver, and getting into trouble there, it's always something with AB.
The way he went at Juju Smith-Schuster.
It's always something. And I like AB. It's been knowing AB for a long damn time. Tried to mentor AB because Todd Haley asked me to. But then you doing this. What do you expect they gonna do?
I don't get it, Key. I don't get it. Like, if you don't want to be vaccinated, then
don't be vaccinated.
There's protocol in the space for people who are not vaccinated. We have NFL players who are not vaccinated, and they're dealing with the protocol. Here's my only thing about it, and this is why I feel like he should be suspended more than 3 games. It's a federal crime to falsify a federal seal. It's a federal crime to falsify a federal seal. Like we had
Let
Dan
the feds
Graziano.
worry about that, though, you know?
Okay.
I'm just saying.
I just think it sets a interesting precedent, right?
No,
my thing is, like, if somebody is not vaccinated, like, I'm cool with it. Like, don't try to navigate the system and say, hey, I am vaccinated. Even if you do, like, that's my only gripe with it.
The same thing, and it's not smart because, like you said, Jay, there are unvaccinated players in the National Football League. We see it's well documented. They're playing into such due time that they either catch COVID or come into close contact, and they got to figure all that stuff out. Why couldn't you just do that?
Well, that's the thing about...
Why could you just say, hey, I'm not vaccinated, but I want to play football, and I'm going to do everything to protect myself, and I'm going to do everything to protect the others. And if this happens, I understand that I'm going to probably have to miss a game or 2.
Cole Beasley,
guys,
Kirk
this is
Cousins,
the
all these guys
issue
have done it.
with AB, and I think fans out there think 2 things of him. They think either he's not that smart or he's a bad dude. That's what they think because of everything Key just listed. Now, here's the thing.
He's not a bad dude.
I was about to say, I don't think he's a bad.
That's what people want to know. That's what people want to know.
He's not.
Dude, I just think that, and I don't want to say he's not smart because I am not a education guy, teacher.
Why does he make these mistakes then?
I don't know why he makes the mistakes. But I don't want to try to figure that part out.
But you've established a pattern of, like, this is either not smart or you're just trying to get over. You're trying to, okay, so the thing about that you guys are pointing out is there are protocols in place if you choose not to get vaccinated. There's a certain cost of not being vaccinated. You can still go to work in the NFL, but there's a certain price you have to pay. And AB is like, not only am I going to work and not getting vaccinated, I don't feel like paying the cost. It's an inconvenience
but
to
you're
me.
going to pay the cost anyway for trying to dupe the system.
But that's what he thinks he's going to get over.
But you're
probably not. Chances are you're not.
But
Jay is right.
So,
Chances
okay,
are
so stay right there.
But because hold on one second, Max. Chances are you probably not, right?
Yeah.
On top of that, like I initially said in the first place, I know you, Max.
Yeah.
I know your pattern.
So it's happened a million times. So people are looking extra hard. And okay,
because you're not walking in and going. You're not the type of guy that's gonna walk in and go get vaccinated on your own. We already know that.
But there are two things there. One is people are going to be spending extra time looking at you. Second thing is if you get caught, this punishment may be more severe because you've done stuff like this a million times. But this is what I'm saying. When someone like that, when some mentor or some friend takes them aside and says, listen, this is going down the wrong path, knucklehead. You've done this a million times. Do the right thing. And then he does the right thing.
That's fine.
That's great.
But here's what I would say that you're missing. It says no. Like Jay says, you falsifying the seal. That's a no. I don't care if you started to do it and you did do it.
The
league
good?
also says in their protocol, you can't do that.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.